Of course, the last of which was in 2013.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. In the direction of the sand.
Looks like it. In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
That is a tremendous shot right there. Touch and nerve. He had it all, and he has the bottom of the barrel. Back to the action here at the second, and a par 3. Frank, it's 231 yards. What are we looking at?
Well, somehow, if you can hit it sky high, that's the best shot to hit in there. This green sometimes gets brick hard, and of course it all slopes to the left.
Not a huge miss, Frank, but did lose this just a little to the right.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to catch a piece of the green, though.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try.
Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
You should get a webcam for live streaming. I use a Canon and I use a green screen too. It's pretty cool. I don't do live cause I can't TH.
Just hammered that par putt, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he was thinking or what was going through his mind right there, but he better wake up in a hurry, because if this one doesn't go in, that score's going to rack up very quickly. You know, with 9 holes to go, bogeys become so much more expensive.
Now to the par 4 third, picturesque and difficult hole, Frank.
It might be picturesque, but it's certainly not for the faint of heart. This is going to take your best swing.
Water all down the left side.
Wait, this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
This is the second shot at the par 4.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Birdie try up next.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just a couple of feet. Makes a par, but that will not hold the position on the leaderboard.
A lot of aggressive golf going on right now.
We have already begun. Let's pick up with the action at hole number 4. Even par through the early portion of this second round. What are some keys for the day in order to set himself up for success?
Well, I think take advantage of some of the short par 4s out here, Rich. You're only going to have a wedge in your hand. The shots that you could pretty much guarantee you can get inside 15 or 20 feet. You know there's a bunch of opportunities.
And setting up here in the rough. So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
And it makes the green in regulation. Settles in over the putt. Missed on that one, Frank.
Yeah, not a problem.
This for par.
Now, that's a good par there, Rich.
Now to the 5th hole. And off the tee, Frank, how do these fairway bunkers sort of factor into your mindset as you prepare to tee off?
Well, if you watch the pros play on the Arnold Palmer Invitational, you see two different strategies here. Just an iron off the tee, give yourself a full shot in, or, well, if you're a longer hitter, take it over that bunker on the left.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
They'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole. Frank, nice to have a short iron into a par 4 here at Bay Hill, but still no guarantee that you'll make the birdie or even par.
But a reward for a good one, exactly the way you've described it. This is one hole that's a swing hole. Hit a good shot in here, you're going to have inside 10, 15 feet for a birdie. Make a mistake, then all of a sudden you're scratching your head. How did I make 5?
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
And Frank, that steady play continues.
Rock solid. Excellent approach shot.
Just 5 feet left. Good roll. Solid. That's a par. Frank, back in 1998, by any chance, do you remember exactly how many golf balls John Daly hit into the water at the 6th?
It was half a dozen. Half a box of golf balls.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. right, Frank, you've played it safe. Now you have that third shot. What's the best way to get to that hole location and make the birdie?
The angle of the green really does favor the layup shot because at least you're hitting across the length of the green, but it's a little bit like that third hole, a very narrow green. So once again, that wedge shot has to be very precise.
That would be a great look at birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Well, yeah, birdie, Frank, and another shot closer.
Sniffing in the right direction.
Frank, the good news as you come to the seventh after that beast of a par 5 is that it's just under 200 yards and there's no water.
Yeah, it's not as long as the second, but it's just as demanding. Very narrow entry into this green.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. He's hit the green, but his work is by no means finished. A difficult putt coming up from about 25 feet.
Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
He's made it. Getting ready to tee off here at the 8th. Frank, this hole has it all. Dogleg, bunkers, water. How do you successfully navigate it?
It's such a pretty looking hole, Rich. That bunker down the left just sort of pops out and you see it. So you can either work it off that to the right, either that or just aim a little right. But be careful of those trees on the right.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Hazard?
Maybe wet. Frank, sadly, I've been there too often. In the water, you get down on yourself. What's the right way to approach this mentally?
Well, you've almost got to take a step backwards, Rich. This can add up so quickly. So give yourself a little pat on the back, say it's fine. I mean, you're human. You're allowed to hit bad shots. But the big thing now is to avoid 2 in a row.
So the previous shot into the drink. This now the 4th shot. That was well done, and now a very short putt to get out of here with a bogey.
Well, it could be a lot worse, that's for sure. 5 minutes ago.
Getting set now over the putt.
Frank, they didn't have any openings at EA Sports Basketball because, I mean, this is just brutal to watch. Finishing up here on the front side at Bay Hill with a lengthy par 4. What's the key, Frank?
Well, the hole's relatively flat, but the rough on the right comes into play. If you can carry that ball 300 yards, then just take it in over the bunker.
Not missing by much today, but enough to again be in the bunker.
Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
His second shot.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
You know, looks like it's going to be in the rough.
In the thick stuff.
Thick, it's brutal out there.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. How about that shot? From that lie to get it that close, tremendous effort.
Shouldn't be a problem here.
That is a solid par putt. Back here in Orlando, Florida at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Frank, we're getting set for the back nine. How do you get off to a good start?
Well, it's one of the shorter par fours here, Rich. Dogleg right. Good drive. Just a short on here. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Headed for the bunker, I think. Oh, he just missed the bunker.
Another good swing, another good approach shot. Even par currently.
No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Now to the par 4 11th, just a shade under 440 yards. Where are the difficulties here, Frank?
The water down the left, but the hole keeps going that way, almost in a semi-horseshoe fashion. Two bunkers down the right, they always catch the stray tee shot, but once again, you don't have to hit driver here. You've got to get that ball in play.
Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal, so you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club.
Just a beautiful approach shot.
Par yesterday, now for birdie.
Continuing to play outstanding golf, 9 under par for the tournament with the birdie. Now to the par 5 12th. Frank, how good of a scoring opportunity is this?
Well, anytime you get a par 5 at Bay Hill, got to take advantage of it.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like.
Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap.
And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. So he's in the fairway bunker. Frank, what's the key here on this shot?
Sometimes take a little bit more club, but it still gets down to contact. Any little bit of sand gets between the ball and the club face, you will lose 10, 15, 20 yards.
Out of the sand and back on the fairway.
Yeah, good shot. Just really utilized that little bit between the ears. Realized he couldn't reach the green, and instead opted for fairway.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline. Chance for back-to-back.
Very impressive and on the move right now.
At the par 4 13th now, this is a hole, Frank, that requires some smart club selection. What are the options here?
Yeah, very sneaky par 4. That bunker on the right is 250 yards or so off the tee. So you've either got a choice to play short of that or sneak it down the end, which is about 300 yards. But if you try and be bold here and miss the fairway, that second shot, evil.
Par 4 13th, Frank, how do you hit this approach shot?
Rich, it's the first par 4 at Bay Hill where the water is actually on the right of the green, and that has to be taken into consideration. Just a little errant shot, and then you're going to be wet. So a little left of the flag, that's where you want to be.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Played that one on the commercial side, as they say in the professional game, inside 30 feet.
Yeah, 27 feet to be precise, but to make it from there, that's asking for a bit.
You've got to be kidding me. That was right on the edge.
I tell you, he wants to do over there.
Did the job right there.
Frank, now to the 14th of par 3, and how difficult is this hole?
Once again, very narrow entry into the green, so ideally you want to fly the ball a little higher than normal, make it soft, make it land a little softer.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Birdie try again here today. It's a good looking putt right here. You might like it. Oh, he's going to love it. Great putt.
Another challenging par 3 here at Bay Hill. It's the 14th, 216 yards, Frank.
It plays uphill, prevailing breeze too, into your face, so normally much longer than its yardage. Well, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Now the approach shot, par 4, 15th hole. Frank, break it down.
Green narrows up the further back you go, so the most generous place to land the ball is in the front half of this green. It's also the flattest section of the green.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament.
The Bay Hill Club and Lodge features a really exciting finishing stretch. 16 is a reachable par 5. You'll see eagles and birdies there coming home. 17, a very difficult par 3 over the water. The bunker is there, takes an excellent shot. And then 18 is all you want. We know that with the water in front, that second shot which comes over the lake, and that's a hold your breath moment. It is a great finishing 3-hole stretch at Bay Hill.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Somehow that managed to miss the bunker, Frank.
Yeah, that looked like it was sand for sure.
Frank, that's the biggest roar I've heard all week long. That was an eagle roar.
Yeah, for good reason. Not just an eagle, too. All of a sudden, back in contention.
Frank, deep into a round, par 3 17th, water, bunkers, long shot. What are you thinking as you're stepping on this tee?
You just take 3 and move to 18. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try.
This for another birdie on this hole on the week. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, the 18th here at Bay Hill. This is a chance to be a hero, but it could all go horribly wrong, couldn't it?
Yeah, this is another hole and a great example of it's never over until it's over. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Good contact, good result. Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
And this is looking really good.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
So a tester from 4 feet. Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par.
Well, Rich, 2 rounds in the books, and it's easy to see why the leaders are on top of that leaderboard.
Excellent performance, but still a long ways to go in this tournament.
play solid. Only had, what, 2 bogeys last round.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today it's live third-round coverage of the Orlando Classic.
Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend Frank Nobilo. We're in sunny Orlando, Florida, at the house that Arnold built, Arnold Palmer's Bay Hill Club and Lodge. And Frank, where are some of the scoring opportunities today?
Par 5s are certainly gettable at Bay Hill. You have to, really, because the par 3s are very, very difficult. That's really the go-to. The standard of the greens, though, in Florida are always good. Bay Hill, they run normally at a good speed, so you can certainly make a few putts. But, yeah, par 5s are the place to make your score at Bay Hill. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. That one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways.
Frank, this is where the mental game really comes into play. You've hit a second consecutive shot into the rough.
This could pound very, very quickly, so now's a chance to just take a little breath, take a breather, and try to make sure this shot certainly gets out.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. 10-foot putt. Wow, I thought he made that. That's a poor putt to start.
Wicked, to say the least.
Suddenly, we have a tie for the lead.
Bogey there. It's not the worst you could make on a hole like that.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. That's well played. Oh, good look at birdie. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today?
That's the cruelest thing about this game, Rich. I mean, it's just now it's another shot.
Just the tap in to finish the hole.
And another good par.
Now to the par 4 third, picturesque and difficult hole, Frank.
It might be picturesque, but it's certainly not for the faint of heart. This is going to take your best swing.
Water all down the left side.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut. Arnold Palmer's legacy to golf is in so many different areas. We see it just in the way people react to the game. But really, when we go to Bay Hill, it's the one golf course that you'll see you've been out there. His clubs are always on the back of a cart. He's ready to go to the range. It's almost in every little blade of grass out there because Arnold plays it whenever he can. The king, whatever you want to call him, Mr. Palmer. He lives and breathes at Bay Hill, and when the tournament comes around every March, it's a great reminder to...
Well, just needs to refocus right here. Out of bounds on that last shot, needs to keep this one in play. Now playing 4 after going OB on that previous shot. Made the green. This hole is really getting the best of them. For bogey once again. Giving up the shot and the lead after that bogey.
Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo back at the 4th. It's the first par 5 on the golf course, Frank.
The litmus test is that first bunker on the left side. If you can get it past that, you've hit it over 330 yards. You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough.
Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Wow, way to the right here.
And there's rough over there.
And into the thicker stuff.
Let's see if he can bludgeon this one out.
Frank, you always talk about it. Don't compound the mistakes. Well, here we are, another shot from the rough.
And this one no easier than the one he's just hit. Always tough to get a decent flight out of the rough. And you could see that ball was never soaring out of that light.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Frank, he's knocking them down and picking them up.
Oh, it's just taking pins out, one after the other.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Just slides by.
Yeah, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today.
Settles in over the putt. Ouch. We really can't afford to give away shots at this point in the tournament, Frank. Frank, now to the fifth. What's the strategy here at this shorter par 4?
Well, if you want to flex your muscles, Rich, take it over that left bunker. With a little trailing breeze, you might even get close to the green. Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
That's an absolute beauty.
Would not be surprised to see somebody today make a run at the course record. The conditions are absolutely ideal. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Right about 9 feet here to the hole. Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Frank, the sixth is a big, brawny par 5, and it can be scary as well with all of that water.
And if you're a history buff, you'll remember in 1998, John Daly made 18. Beat that? Well, you're a little better than John.
What's wrong with 18? If you break it down, Frank, that's actually 3 pars and an eagle. By my math, that's pretty good work.
But you got 17 other holes to play. Well, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Second shot coming up here at the par 5. Well, he'd like to have that one back in the bunker.
Still a chance to get it up and down.
Digs into the bunker, getting set to play the third shot. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. That is some good work right there. Birdie, and 1 shot closer to the lead. Well, you're breathing a sigh of relief. Your round wasn't sunk at the par 5 6th, and now you come to this par 3. It's just a little under 200 yards.
Yeah, aiming at the middle of the green's not a bad thing here, Rich. You can always putt to the corners and have a birdie chance.
You take 3 and walk off this hole to the 8th?
Well, you could get a little greedy. You know, a tee shot in the middle of this green is not too bad. You'll still have a birdie putt.
Frank, looks like he came over just a little bit.
Yeah, that one wasn't pretty, but it's still gonna get away with it.
Trying to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Let's move on to the 8th, and Frank, what's ahead here?
Big par 4, just over 450 yards. Ideally, you want to get it down by that bunker where it's nice and flat, because that second shot, you know what's coming up.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. In the direction of the sand.
It looks like it. Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach. Not missing by much today, but enough to again be in the bunker.
Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
Well, the best in the game don't do it any better. McIlroy, Fowler, Duffner, they'd be impressed by that bunker shot. Frank, how does that par help his cause?
It certainly doesn't hurt it.
Rounding out the front 9 here at Bay Hill, 474-yard par 4. Frank, you've played this hole before. Where are you lining up when you step onto the tee here?
There's an out of bounds all the way down the left side that you have to be cognizant of. But that bunker, 290 yards carries it. And yet again, another hole that favors the long hitter.
Well, that sets up well for a chance at the green here at the 9th.
Frank, you want to make the turn in style? We're here at the 9th, the approach shot, and what are we looking at?
Big green, one of the biggest on the golf course. This hole's changed a lot with equipment over the years, so long iron, even a mid iron for some people, to a very generous green. Just pitch it on the front third, and you'll be having a birdie putt here at 9.
Frank, this is good golfing weather. Nice, strong breeze. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Birdie putt coming up. Had a bogey on this hole yesterday.
Now has a tie for the lead with that birdie.
And a pep in the stride.
Back in Orlando, Florida at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge, getting set for the second 9. Frank, how do you get off to a good start?
Well, Rich, it's one of the shortest par 4s really at Bay Hill. 3 bunkers, but as long as you avoid those, it's a great birdie opportunity.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Early part of this second 9, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Oh, that was nasty.
That's an outrage right there. If there's a high commission of golfdom, we need to consult them right now because it's just simply not fair, Frank. It's not.
I think the people above are frowning on the people below.
In for par. Frank, 440-yard par 4 11th. You see that number on the card, you think driver. Maybe not. Why?
Yeah, it's imperative you hit the fairway here, Rich. Water obviously in play left, 2 bunkers on the right. This is a second shot hole.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
This one measures out at 135 yards.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching 2 tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Teeing it up here on the 12th, 574-yard par 5, Frank.
Another one that's reachable, obviously long and straight. That rough down the right side, though, is normally very thick. Avoid the 2 bunkers, lots of contours and undulations around this green.
And his second shot with par 5.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Playing a par 5, Frank, what happened on that third shot?
Yeah, it's a poor decision. But, well, hopefully he can eradicate that from the memory banks and really knuckle down on this. Do not want to drop a shot or make 6 here.
What a great bunker shot. Frank, best bunker players that you've ever seen.
Most in South Africa, Gary Player, any else, David Frost, just have a great feel. A little bit like what we just...
Looks like par may not be good enough to get the job done here.
Big change from the top of the leaderboard. Get another birdie, so pushes him back to second.
Great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Par 4 13, Frank, how do you hit this approach shot?
Rich, it's the first par 4 at Bay Hill where the water is actually on the right of the green, and that has to be taken into consideration. Just a little errant shot, and then you're going to be wedged. So a little left of the flag, that's where you want to be.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
And with that birdie, tied at the top.
Frank, as we come to the 14th of par 3, what's ahead for the players?
Once again, another tough par 3 coming up. Narrow at the front. It gets a little wider the further you go up this green.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Well, we've seen this before today, in the bunker. Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, and then the third part of it is how much will it roll.
And he's made the green. Frank, a par here, that's just fine. At the 15th hole now at Bay Hill, this is a massive dogleg, Frank.
Yeah, if you're a Bubba Watson type player and you can move the ball around, you can move it left to right, that'll certainly help the tee shot. If you're average Joe, though, just hit it down the left. Take your medicine. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Strong wind here early in the round. How do you think this is going to affect the players, Frank?
Well, they've got to be clever on the club selection and the type of shot they want to hit now. This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
Well, we'd like to have that one back in the bunker.
Still a chance to get it up and down.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Locked in on the read and the speed. And he makes it for par. Is this a good risk-reward par 5?
It's more about the second shot here. It's probably the most demanding second shot on the golf course.
And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. Missed the fairway in the fairway bunker now.
It's not all gloom and doom, though. Lip isn't too high. A good swing here still shouldn't be a problem. Well, when you can't reach the green out of a fairway bunker, do the next best thing. That's put the ball in play. That's exactly what we just saw.
Smart shot. See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. In the heart. Always like this par 3, Frank. Par 3 17th. Let me amend that. I like watching the best in the world play it because it can be daunting, especially with the pressure ratcheted up.
When they have the tournament on, this green is brick hard. A little bit downhill. That's about the only advantage you get.
Too unhappy with that, Frank, at 17 feet.
From that distance, it's more than good.
Good stroke. Just came up empty. Nudge this one home. Finish it up. Did the job right there. Frank, this is a stout finishing hole, the 18th, isn't it?
Yeah, it finishes that great run of 16, 17, and 18, and so many times we've seen disaster and triumph just on those final 3 holes.
This is the second shot at the par 4. This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
So toweled off, dried off, and ready to go.
Let's hope this swing hasn't still got the floaties on it.
So this is his 4th shot after the last one found the water.
It's not all over, but right now, too, he's staring down the barrel of a very bad hole.
Good-looking shot right here. Frank, not close, but from that line, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Been pretty good all day from this distance. Just trying to take care of business.
Frank, that is painful.
All it'll do, just hit it. Just hit it.
He has to make this for a double bogey.
That is demoralizing, Frank.
Oh, what an error. And now this is going to be all about quickly recovering the situation.